Welcome everybody to Athletically Speaking, Wagon Wheel Sports College Football Show. Today we are in our virtual house, doing this episode of the podcast. I'm here with Ryan again. Welcome back. The weekend, always spooky now. The weekend after after our live show from Boone Pickens Stadium, the
That was
game
fantastic.
was very exciting. That's for sure. That's the way
It
I
was
put
too
it, at
exciting.
least.
I knew I said it would be fun to watch. I didn't mean that fun. I don't need that much excitement.
Let me tell you, I had a great time.
I did not. I know you did. I know you did.
I was I was having a lot of fun. I was watching the game. If you saw our TikTok, if you haven't seen it, you should go see it because there's some pretty good stuff in there from
Yeah.
that previous game. Let me tell you,
It's
I got the
ridiculous.
missed field goal on tape. It was a beautiful scene.
It was awful.
Not for Ryan, but for everybody else, it was.
Yeah, you didn't have fun at your game. I wish it
I
would
did
have went
not.
to overtime. I wish somehow it would have, but
Luckily, it wasn't possible for us to go to overtime. It was either we were going to lose
yeah. No, I
or
know
we
towards
were
the
going to
end, at
win.
the beginning, like maybe I don't know, but Houston failed me. So
I just think it's funny that neither of us had a great time at our game,
yeah,
but each other had fun times at each other's games. So I
we
guess
did. Yeah, it
we
was.
just swapped who was having fun win.
Yeah. Other than, I mean, I was up in the nosebleeds so I didn't get to sit with you guys, unfortunately.
We're
But
not.
the people around me they were fun, I guess.
Uh, our shirts were a hit. I think every college football
Yeah.
fan should have a shirt so they
Yeah.
can get side-eyed and questioned.
A lot of people talked and looked at me and pointed at me, and it was a lot of fun. I'm excited to wear it to LSU in Oklahoma in
Sure, they're
November.
gonna be really confused there. They're gonna be like, "Why
I
is this
think,
guy
I think just for funsies, I might go ahead and wear my Oklahoma State hat as well.
there?"
Yeah, because I mean, surely no one would.
They probably just think you're dumb. It's like, why
I
is this
probably,
kid
I
down here? You're
think
gonna
I
get put
might do
on
that.
national TV.
I might do that. To be the only orange in the stadium. I'll do it.
Be
I
easy to
got a
pick
rep.
out.
I got a rep. I got to let people know that there's really only one Oklahoma and it ends with state.
If you want to enjoy losing, I guess you can call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway, all right, let's get into this thing. Let's do our pick 6 points of the weekend, and there was a lot of bad this weekend.
It
There was a
was.
lot of people that struggled, and the one couple teams that really didn't struggle was Georgia and Texas, and we're going to talk about Texas because they put the beat down on Michigan.
Yeah, they did.
Like it wasn't even close. Michigan,
Yeah.
I figured that Texas would beat them. I was hoping it was going to be a lot closer than it was, and it just
No,
wasn't.
I feel like I knew. I mean, I feel like most people should know. I mean, you hoped, of course, but nah.
Yeah, Texas Ewers just was too much for them.
Yep.
They had the skill gap, obviously, from what we expected. With Harbaugh, the coordinator's gone, all the NFL talent was gone. Texas was the better team on Saturday, and it was like 31-12, I think was the final score. So yeah,
Yeah.
they owned them on all phases of the game.
So yeah, Ewers he had 246 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, compared to Warren's barely 200 yards and 2 interceptions and 1 TD.
And Warren's is a walk on, I think. Like this is his.
Which yeah, I mean he's did not experience. He's not like Ewers with all that experience and stuff. But I mean, still, it kind of sucks to see. It's Michigan. It's they're like I said before, a shell of what they once were. Um,
Well,
yeah,
it's interesting to win the national title one year and
and
then
then
to
you
come
just
back
completely
out and
fall off. It's
just.
kind of just like TCU, except they did not win the title.
That's true.
Uh,
TCU hit that before they even got there.
yeah, they were cool before it was a thing. So
They need to bring back the Hypno Frog, Hypno Toad.
they do, they do.
Anyway, but yeah, Texas won in very convincing fashion. They're definitely one of the better teams
Oh yeah, no, I think
in college football at the moment, and I hate that, but that's just the way it is.
Georgia and Texas are their own thing right now. I mean, they've pulled. I feel like they're their own.
Yeah, I would say in the tiers of college football, Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas are probably like the tier one, I
Mm-hmm.
would think, right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of you have everybody else's nice step below that for right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But very sad to see. Point number two. What's up with Oregon?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
This is the second week in a row that they struggle bust well into the fourth quarter. Boise State and Genty was running all over that group. Like
yeah, yeah,
they were getting burnt and toasted like it was college football 25 up in here.
yeah. I wish I didn't really, get to watch anything because we were busy all day with our own games. But yeah, I mean, Oregon, they're not looking so hot, and
I know it makes me sad because I picked them to
for
play
the
for a
like
national title.
to win the I don't know if they're I don't know.
They scare me a little now because
Yeah.
I don't know. They're
I
not
don't
looking
it's
great, especially with USC's coming out looking good as what they are.
yeah.
Ohio State's looking as good. Penn State, they struggled, but they looked good for the first week. So like that Big Ten's going to be deadly this year.
We're not winning the Big Ten, I don't think, but
Yeah, they're.
respectfully.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll get it kicked into gear soon.
Maybe. Yeah.
One can hope, right?
Yeah. I mean, they got all the weapons they need. I mean, they just got to perform, and
You
they're
would
not
think
right
Dan Lanning would have the defense better. Like what happened to the team that was there last year?
now. Mm-hmm.
Like this should be a very loaded and stacked team to come back and get ready to make a push.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Well,
it ain't happening for them so far.
not yet, anyways.
Number three, Alabama. Don't look
Mm,
at that final score and think that this was a runaway because
no,
Alabama fans, you were scared for the first
three quarters,
three and a half quarters
half
of
of
that
it.
game.
Like
Just
that
because you
was.
put up 28 in the fourth quarter because of the fall apart of UCF doesn't mean nothing. We know what happened.
Oh, I mean, dude, I couldn't imagine being a Bama fan, and they haven't experienced something like that in a long time. I mean, they were by the
Like
edge of their seats.
USF led that game in the
Hmm.
third quarter. Like
Yeah, man.
we know what was happening. Like I don't know. I didn't get to see the fourth quarter because of course I was at the
They're at
OU
the
game at the
Oklahoma
time,
game,
but
but yeah, but
something fell apart with UCF and I guess it clicked for Alabama, but
I don't know.
no, they scare me. Like we're gonna talk about the Alabama Wisconsin game this week or here later, and
Mm.
Wisconsin's not good, but if UCF can do that with Bama, I
Oh,
mean they gave you the
Wisconsin.
blueprint. Georgia's gonna tear you apart.
Yeah, yeah.
Jalen Milroe just hasn't. I don't know.
They
The
were
slow
all.
start.
I
They
couldn't
get
imagine,
Georgia.
especially being DeBoer. You're on such a short lease as it is by all the fans, and you got to prove yourself, and then you're not starting off too hot, and it's a long season to keep on going, and
If you're an Alabama fan, you see Georgia just tearing it up, and then you come out. You got them week 4.
mm,
Ooh,
we're gonna find
I
out real
think
quick.
at this point, from what I've seen from Alabama, I think they're losing to Tennessee. I think they're losing to Georgia.
Mm,
Um,
it's Oklahoma.
yeah, I'll just call it Oklahoma doesn't look great, but they're losing to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I think they could lose 3, maybe
I
4
mean,
games. I
yeah.
don't think Alabama fans are ready for that.
No, 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 no. I mean, it's gonna be a whole new world for them, and I'll welcome them into open arms, with
It's
arms
like,
wide
welcome
open.
to the rest of college football.
Welcome
What we've been
to
feeling forever.
This is what mediocrity is like. Welcome. But
Oh, somebody's got to beat Georgia, and I don't. It's not going to be Alabama, but
it'll be a bit. It'll happen again.
not with
Um,
Kalen DeBoer. I don't think.
nah, yeah, I don't know. We'll
Maybe,
see.
but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's the
Yeah.
jury's still out. That's week 2, but so far it's not very convincing.
Hmm.
Um, number 4, Penn State.
Yeah.
Yet again, you were kind of in that early part of the day of struggle bus galore. Oklahoma State was having their battles.
Yeah.
There
Tell
was
me
a
about it.
couple other teams. Texas was beating down on Michigan. You kind of got put to the back burner here, but you struggled. Bowling Green was winning that game.
Hmm.
Um, on contrary to belief, Drew Aller was actually the better part of that game, but Penn State's defense was not good. Bowling Green was cooking them
Yeah.
for a while, and it makes me really wonder if there's only going to be like really 2 good teams this year, and if
Yeah.
everybody else is just going to be kind of average. Because
Hmm.
so far this season is looking like a whole lot of mid
Hmm.
and not a lot of really good teams.
Yeah, you're right. There's just only a couple of good teams, and I'm it makes me feel better at least with my team, and so I'll
Right?
take it. I mean, I'm if everyone else that's normally good, if they'll just be bad and we can all be bad together, and I don't know, it makes me feel better at least. So,
That's true. I mean, Penn State, you gotta not feel great, but
mhm.
um, I can't remember off the top of my head. I feel like I had Penn State in the playoff.
I
I
think
definitely,
yeah, I think they were in the top 10 for sure. I mean,
yeah. So Penn State, all my picks seem to
do
be
better.
struggling, and I'm not a fan of it. You're making me
Yeah,
look bad here.
yeah. I it's really just after like the top three, like you said, Georgia and Texas and Ohio State. it's just all opinionative. It's just all like you don't really know
Yeah,
anymore.
good luck ranking. Like, I feel like so we had them in tier one. Tennessee, I would say, is in that tier two with like
Mhm.
yet to be seen Oregon, maybe Missouri and Ole Miss, but they haven't played anybody to make me think that they're worthy of anybody. USC's up there,
No,
and then you get to like
it's
tier three, like Nebraska, probably Oklahoma,
yeah,
those type of people. I don't
yeah,
know. There's a whole lot of
yeah.
average.
It's no one knows right now, and I can't wait to see
All right, number five.
how the rest of the season shakes out.
Oklahoma State. We were at this game.
Yes,
You were shaking
yes,
in
we
your
were.
boots for a good,
It was
yet again,
ridiculous.
3.5 quarter, probably well, all of the game plus overtime.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was so high on our offense, not really our defense. I expected them to struggle. But our offense, man, after last week, versus South Dakota State, I was like, oh, we got this. And even up the first drive of the game, our offense looked fantastic. They were making the plays, making the catches. Bowman was doing great. And after that, it went downhill. I mean, we couldn't even get a first down for the longest time.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
rough.
and our I don't like Casey Dunn. I've never liked him as our OC. The guy next to me didn't like him either. We want him
You
just
bonded over that one
anyways, but
fact.
I don't like him. I don't like him at all. He's just so like repetitive, just up the middle, up the middle, up the middle. He makes no
Well,
he doesn't pull away, he doesn't go to the outside. Yeah, I
okay,
mean
I was trying to say to play a little bit of devil's advocate. You have Ollie Gordon. Like, I feel like that should be a
yeah,
pretty
I get
solid
it.
plan.
I get it. And even our offensive line last year, they were better. They were better last week. Our run blocking is abysmal. I mean, pass blocking is okay. We've not allowed our quarterback to get sacked one time this season. I think still he doesn't get rushed very often, so they're doing good in that sense. But our running blocking is awful, and
Which
it's ridiculous. I mean,
I think I saw that they held Ollie Gordon to like,
56 points or 56
yeah,
yards.
that's crazy.
Our Heisman candidate running back 56, less than 60 yards. When you look at the stats, I don't remember all of them, but they doubled everything that we had, like our rushing, our passing, everything. They doubled it. They
Well,
should
you're
not on paper have won or lost that game.
the total yardage. Let me find the game here.
It's insane. It's
It is
ridiculous.
that is crazy.
Now, I mean, they had a lot of
Arkansas's
they had some fumbles. They had some interceptions. They had some turnovers that cost them the game.
See, this is the big thing.
But
Taylor Green had 416 yards passing.
mm-hmm.
Like he shredded, which is I called that. I called that. I
Oh
said
yeah,
South
I'm
Dakota
high
State
on
had
him.
holes, they had opportunities, and then Taylor Green shredded it.
Mm-hmm.
He came in and did what he was supposed to do. You allowed 149 rushing yards. Arkansas though in total yards had 648 to
Compared to we
your
had.
385, almost 300 more yards, and they lost
Mm-hmm.
that game.
Yeah,
Like it is a miracle
we
that y'all came out on top of that.
we got lucky. Dude, I was stressed. Yeah, but I think Arkansas, they've got a bright future. I really am excited to see
They
how
really do though.
they
Like
do. I mean, for real, you got Petrino back. You got I like their quarterback. I got Kane Green, and I mean they're all looking great. Defense is looking better. I don't know.
let
Well,
me tell you, Bobby P has re-innovated that offense. There is a new energy there that
he's gonna be back.
has not been there.
He's gonna be the head coach at some point
You think
soon.
they'll stoop that low though? Like, are
I mean,
they? It is college football. I've seen worse
winning's more
things.
important. I mean, I'd take him back any day. I mean, you know, I'd take him.
I feel like this has all been a coup to get Sam Pittman out, just to put
Yeah,
Bobby back in.
this was all a part of the plan. It was, a decade or more of losing, and just it's
They
all.
knew that they couldn't win without him, so yeah, they're planning ahead, scheming
Mhm.
since day one.
Yeah, yep.
Wow, but yeah, no, Arkansas's got a bright future. Oklahoma State, you kind of worry me a little. If
Yeah,
your next
I
home game is Utah and Cam
yeah.
Rising, if he's healthy, you're gonna be
Which I
scared.
haven't heard anything on Cam Rising yet. That's still just like a hand injury. They haven't said anything that I know of.
which you're
that'll
lucky.
definitely affect them, and I
Which,
think that just dropped them a spot in the top 25
yeah,
too.
this isn't a point, but I just an observation. They were rolling with Cam Rising playing, and then that
Yeah,
offense shut down. Like they could
yeah.
not do nothing
Which I mean,
without him on the field.
yeah, but,
I think
yeah.
that's crazy to see how their offense just is
Mhm.
terrible without that one player.
Yeah, for sure. And it really it ticks me off us getting our the game is at 3 p.m.
Yep.
You have two of people that's probably going to be in the championship for the Big 12, and you're giving them a 3 p.m. spot. You're not giving them prime time.
Hey, it's better than 11 o'clock a.m.
I mean, that's true, but man, and it's got to be Stillwater at night, a night game. That
Somebody's got to
difference
take
a
that
lot.
spot. I guess it's going to be you now. Oklahoma
It's
State's getting all those 11 a.m., 3
I mean,
o'clock
they just had
games.
Oklahoma teams, I guess.
Apparently so, but
I
yeah,
don't
it's
know,
rough.
man. That we better figure some stuff out, though. Yeah, I'm stressed.
Yeah, I got to solidify that defense is the big problem because
Mm,
offensively, you got it
which
rolling eventually, but because
which
Bowman had to make plays happen and he did it. I'm
and
impressed.
which Colin Oliver still has I haven't heard anything back on him either because they took him out of the game.
I want to say,
It's gonna be I hadn't heard. I haven't looked today.
I thought I saw
Actually,
something that said he was out for a few weeks, but maybe I could
is it
be
just a
wrong
few
on
weeks?
that.
Because they were thinking it was a season ending possibly. I hope not. I'm gonna go look after this because that's a big piece of our defense, and that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that won't feel very good.
No.
All right, last point before we move into the big games. Notre Dame, hello, are you?
Mhm. Yeah.
What's happening, bub? Like
I don't know, man. If you're an Irish, it's a rough time for
you
you
got it.
guys
You went
there.
from way up here after beating Texas A&M to the basement in a
Yeah,
week.
man. Yeah.
Like, how does he prepare? Like, there must have been a high or something that they got from Texas A&M to come out and play that bad against Northern Illinois.
Which I know their coach was like, they don't know how to handle success. And I guess obviously um,
Clearly,
it's, I don't
like
know.
this, but this is the second year in a row because they lost to Marshall last year
Oh, yeah.
at home, and then they lost to Northern Illinois this year. Is this going to be a yearly thing of
Just they
Notre
have
Dame?
one bad game. And yeah, I'm happy for Northern Illinois, though. It really made me happy to see their coach that he was so like he cried and he seems like a really cool dude.
That's
Uh,
why college football is so much better. You don't see NFL coaches doing that.
No, like he's passionate, and I'd love to be his, be a play for him any day. I mean, a guy like that, he's super humble and he's a good coach.
That pregame speech, or he said he was telling them that if you just believe anything's
Believe,
possible,
yeah, bro. Yeah,
that's
bro.
what
Open your eyes, full of heart, can't lose,
it's
bro.
so that's a great college football story. Sucks for Notre Dame because they
It
let that
does,
happen, blocked field
but
goal.
I mean, I'm always up for a upset. I mean, that makes me happy.
Yeah,
So
especially when it's Notre Dame because I don't like Notre Dame
yeah,
at
no,
all.
same. Any
But
team,
yeah,
good though. I mean,
that's it's beautiful. Notre Dame, I'm sorry, it's got to be you, but it's funny. I appreciated it.
yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get into these games here for the week. For this week, I got three of them.
All right.
And the first one, as I talked about earlier, is Alabama, Wisconsin. How do you think this game's about to go?
I don't know. I mean, I would normally think like they could handle themselves, Alabama, but after what we saw this last weekend, I don't know, man. It's a home game though, right? Or
It's
no,
in
it's at
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yep.
It's at Wisconsin, yeah. So that's a struggle, but I mean, I don't know. I like to think they could take care of it, and I
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know. I have no opinion. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
Wisconsin's not a great team so
No,
far
no,
that I've
no,
seen, and they weren't great last year. I don't think
no.
Luke Fickle's got them quite where
This,
he wants them to be. The recruiting hasn't been there very very well.
yeah,
He hasn't got the guys to fit his offense that he wanted to run that he had at Cincinnati before leaving for here. I think Alabama is just going to be able to overpower them. They got bigger, better guys. The depth is there. Like Alabama struggled.
yeah,
If I don't think Wisconsin, for whatever reason, is going to be able to replicate what USF did. I feel like they're going to come out hungry this
yeah.
week, and Wisconsin's going to be the poor person that's there to greet them.
Got something to prove, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me though. I mean, the season's on track to be. a real doozy. So
We can go 2007 levels of chaotic, and
yeah, man, I would if we could do that something like I dude, I would be 100% down for that.
I'd
Let's
like it too. I don't think it's gonna happen. I feel like Alabama's gonna come in and probably win by
let's see some
14 or
chaos.
so.
Probably, but I mean, we can always hope.
We can always hope. That's right. Alabama, please. I hope you lose. I don't think you will, but
But I would love you if you would, if you did.
yeah, I think Jalen Milroe is gonna come out and have a big game
Be
after
cool if
the
you did.
disaster that was last week.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
College game day is at game number 2, and that is LSU at South Carolina.
Mhm,
South Carolina came out and beat the crap out of Kentucky last week. I'm
mhm.
surprised to see
What
that
was the top
happen.
score on that?
It was like 31-6, I think.
Okay, yeah, something like that.
And South Carolina did not look good because I remember watching that game and be like, "Oh man, OU's gonna have a field day with that one."
Hmm.
And then they came out and beat Kentucky, and I'm like, "Are they good or is Kentucky bad?" Now it's week 2, so I don't know. But the same thing could be said with LSU. But LSU also struggled against Nichols for like the first half of that game before they were able to pull away. So
Yeah.
this game is because this one comes into the picks later, and this one's gonna be a hard one to decipher who's
Yeah.
really got the better end of the deal here.
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
I don't know, man. Uh, I don't know anything anymore. I like to think that the team you would think is going to win, they come out and do what they're supposed to do. I don't know.
I don't even know which team that is because I
No.
would like to think it's LSU, right? Like they make the
Yeah,
most
but
sense
you
to come
never
out.
know. You never know. Um, I mean, Brian Kelly, he's still grieving after the USC team, their loss, and
True, and he almost got ran out of Baton Rouge if he played Nichols any closer.
yeah. So he's hungry to prove himself, and
You'd hope
uh,
so. They're at South Carolina.
yeah,
It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. We'll see. We'll see. LSU, I think, is the better
probably
team
LSU,
there,
but
but
who knows?
we, yeah, exactly. South Carolina, it's interesting to see what's gonna happen with you. You can carry that momentum over from you, but Old Dominion scared you a little in that week 1, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then final game, the Apple Cup, Washington State, Washington. They after their conference dissolved, they did the right thing, which all rivalries should do, and play each other every year. They
Hmm.
weren't scared and they weren't
I don't
wieners
know.
to
Shut up. No way.
contact the other school and just say, "Hey, we want to play this game." We're
Oh,
making moves to help put this game on the schedule like real schools should, not like that fake one from up north. But it's whatever.
it's
Um,
not our fault that you guys wanted to up and
it's
leave.
not Washington State's fault that Washington went to the Big Ten either, but they understood and they were man enough to say, "Hey, we still want to play the game.
Yeah, whatever.
Weren't scared of the competition."
No. Yeah.
But it's whatever. Anyway, Washington State played really well. They beat up on Texas Tech as much
Yeah.
as I expected them to.
Yeah.
Um, I
And then
honestly haven't seen a lot of Washington this year, so I don't know how well they've played or done. Um,
yeah, I mean,
I'll
I
go
don't
take a
they
peek, see
hung
at the.
they hung 70 on Portland State.
Oh, so they did as they should.
But they did let them score 30 on them. But
Oh, so their deep,
but
so their defense is bad. I see.
so uh
Dang.
yeah, I mean,
They beat Eastern Michigan this week, 30-9. So that's cool.
yeah. They beat Weber State 35-3. I don't even know who that is.
I
But
forgot. Well, real Will Rogers transferred over to Washington. This last game, he had 261 yards, 4 touchdowns.
really?
He
Oh, you have
did
good for him.
the Mississippi State transfer, so that's cool.
That is cool.
I feel like this game's gonna be interesting.
I think it will be. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Um so I don't really honestly know much. I'd take a lot of educated guesses here. I'm just throwing prayers up and hoping for the best. But
I really feel as if like
they're not even educated guesses. They're just guesses actually, but
they're just guesses. This is gonna be a very sicko committee type of game. I feel like
yeah.
where this is gonna be just all over the place. I will say Washington State did get a little better because even though they let Portland State put 30 on them, in week 1. They stopped. They held Texas Tech to 17. Now, how good Texas Tech is, we don't know. Probably bottom of the barrel Big 12,
Yeah, but it's
I
good.
think Washington State has proved that they can play even after the post apocalyptic nature that happened to them in their conference.
Yeah.
Like they're not afraid to take a hit and keep going. So Washington State's gonna be ready, and I'm sure they want to land a lick on Washington after last year. They went to the playoff, played for national championship, ended up being falling short, but having their guy leave, bringing in another guy, it's just I feel like Washington's gonna be in for a little bit of a surprise because this team's probably gonna be ready to go.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to watch that one. I don't have a I don't. It is one of our picks, so I'll wait and save that till later. But yeah. Anything else on that game?
I do not.
Nothing. Sweet. All right. Well, we are ready for our pick 'em. I didn't get the final tally from last week because Ryan didn't put his picks into the ESPN app, so I can't see.
I did too.
You did not. It's not
I put
there.
it. I do every. Yeah. I mean,
Well, why wasn't it there then?
I don't know, bro.
I think you lied to me.
I did not. I put them in. I don't know if this little doohickey thing here counted them or not, but I did. I don't remember what I picked. I know I was really wrong, I think. But yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. Because last I checked, it wasn't there. Ryan knows best.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, you didn't. It didn't
Did,
show me the picks here. Does it show you that you put them in?
I don't even know how to go by. Oh, let's see here. I did. Yeah, I mean, I picked. Pitt. I picked Pitt and the Syracuse. Well, no. Yeah, no, I picked Syracuse. No, I didn't. I don't remember what I don't know what the heck.
I'm gonna have to
No,
go back
I
and
did.
listen to the last episode just to get your
No, I
picks
did.
in.
Yeah, I had Syracuse.
So
I didn't.
what's your all time total as of right now?
How do I look at that?
It should just be your win loss record at the top of your pick page.
I don't see it.
Well,
Groups. No, it's not.
go wherever you go to your picks. Your picks.
Oh, 7-3
So that was for last week. So what's your all time total now?
all time. What do you? Wait, no.
He has a week 2. I went 6-4 for week 2, and then I have my all time at the top. My total.
I think this is yours. Are you ESPN fan 7074714474?
No.
It might be me. And then 6-4, and then 5-5.
Okay, well, what Ryan doesn't know, we'll figure it out later
I'm
for the next
like an old
episode.
person with technology.
But I have a total of 12-8 currently. So I don't know what Ryan is. I may or may not be ahead of him. So we
It's a
will see.
mystery. It's a mystery. We'll find
Um
out later.
anyway, so let's start with our first pick here. And that is LSU, South Carolina. What do you think? Which way is that going?
uh, I'll go. I'll pick that in right now.
I didn't know what you said. You froze up.
LSU.
LSU. All
I'll
right,
give them the
cool.
benefit of the doubt. They're the team that's supposed to win. That doesn't mean they will win, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like LSU's also kind of I feel like I don't feel like Kentucky's as good as what we think they're supposed to be. So I'm gonna say that LSU is gonna come out and play them very well.
Mm.
Game number 2. This is a tough one. Memphis or Florida State?
It's very I'm
Because
sure
I've seen Florida State play these last couple times, and
that ain't
ooh,
Florida State. I know. It's trying to see there. Trying to see their schedule. Troy. No, they decent. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go Memphis on this one.
oh, brother.
I'm gonna go Memphis. They
Sorry,
beat
Nickens, but this is a
I
0
mean,
and 2. We're going Memphis
they
as well.
they hung
Um,
40 on North Alabama, 38-17 on Troy.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, I'll go Memphis.
Memphis has got some guys until Florida State decides that they want to stop the run and show me that DJU can throw the ball and score more than like 17 points. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
go with the opposing team here. So Memphis, you
Yeah.
are the pick.
Yep.
All right, next up, A&M, Florida.
Um, I'll go A&M here. Um, Florida, I mean, obviously they're not having a good season either, and I think their coach is on the hot seat now.
I think he's been on the hot seat.
He's been on the hot seat for a long time, but maybe they'll pull the trigger this year. But I'm gonna go A&M. So
I think you're looking at my picks. I'm also going A&M.
I'm not. I have no idea how to do that. So
Um, yeah, no, Florida decided that they're gonna, for whatever reason, they're gonna pull an Oklahoma State and they're gonna start playing both quarterbacks.
ah,
DJ Graham and the freshman Lagway. That doesn't work. I hate to break it to you, Florida and Billy Napier, but that doesn't work. You can't
no.
run two different quarterbacks. Like
So take it from me.
clearly, if you're trying to start to play the freshman, you would just rather start them. So just start the freshman.
Let
It
him
can't be
develop,
worse.
get some experience. I mean,
Exactly. So
whatever you're doing now, it's not working.
exactly. Start the freshman. Just pull the trigger. Bench Graham. Like we get it. He's not good. So bench him, and maybe you might win a couple games. But until you do that, I think Connor Wigman is going to be the way to go. Even though he looked bad, I got A&M winning that. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Apple Cup. Washington State. Washington. Who you got? Do 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 do
Who,
do 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 do
you go first. Who you got?
do 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 do.
I'll go Washington State.
That's it. You're picking Wazoo.
Yeah.
All right. This will be our first difference. I think even though um Wazoo beat up on Texas Tech, I don't think that's much of saying something. I think Washington State or Washington still has the better overall talent, and I
Mhm.
think that Washington is going to win that game. I think it'll be close. It'll be down to the last quarter or so, but I think Washington wins by.
I don't know. Washington though, they've not scored more than 35 points, and they've not played much of anybody. It was 35-30 against some Weber State. I don't know. At least Washington State's hanging 70. We're not talking about their defense. Their
Yeah,
offense is hanging
Portland
70
State.
on low. So I
I
mean,
think that's the question. If I mean Washington's better offense than Portland State, I think. So if they're putting
yeah,
30 on, I think they'll be all right.
yeah,
It'll be a shootout probably, but I think
probably,
Washington will come down in the end.
yeah. So Washington State.
All right. One of my favorite rivalries in all of college football, the backyard brawl, West Virginia, Pitt. Who you got?
I'll go just off.
If last week is any indication.
I'll go West Virginia.
Shocker.
On well, it's not even that. It's a Pittsburgh. It was a close game this last week against Cincinnati.
That's
Cincinnati's
true. And Cincinnati's
bottom
bad.
bottom barrel team. They let Kent State hang almost 30 on them. I mean, and West Virginia, they didn't get blown out by Penn, which Penn is shaky. But I got West Virginia.
I agree. I think West Virginia's the better team. I think they won this past week, pretty good margin. Pitt is not really good. I think they've shown that the past couple of weeks that they're an average team.
Yeah.
Though they are 2-0, they haven't had to play Penn State or somebody tough. And they shouldn't have really beat Cincinnati because Cincinnati was up on them for the
Mhm.
majority of that game and they came back to the end and won it. So
Yeah.
they completed the comeback. They probably shouldn't have. So I think West Virginia will probably not be as kind,
Mm,
considering it's a different team than what played Penn State. So, um, yeah, West Virginia should win that game pretty easy.
It should.
Next up, App State, ECU.
Um, I'll go ECU off the top of my head. What do you think?
Um, this is a matchup I really don't know. If I know anything about college football, 25. I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
ECU is going to be the winner there.
I don't. I know they have a really bad quarterback,
Which one?
ECU,
No.
which doesn't doesn't help. But I mean, I don't know
Who
enough about.
did who did App State lose to?
Um, App State football. They lost to Clemson, which I forgot they played, but they hung 66. It was 66-20.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's right. They got
and then
dominated.
they beat East Tennessee State 38-10.
And who did ECU beat?
And ECU they played they beat Old Dominion and then Norfolk State.
Interesting.
Um, 2014 Old Dominion, 42-3 to Norfolk. I don't know. Just ECU, they seem like a better option for me. And 69% of people picked them to win. So,
It's true they did.
yeah,
Um, I'm gonna go App State just for the fun of it.
for funsies.
Yeah, because I feel like they played Clemson, which Clemson wasn't very kind to them. But that's about where I'm sitting at. All right, next up, Indiana, UCLA, another game that I really don't know a lot about, but
Yeah,
um,
look at Indiana.
Indiana is played well. I think I could see Indiana possibly going
Yeah,
8 wins.
Indiana. Yeah, they hung 77. It was 77-3 for versus Western
It's true.
Illinois, and then 31-7 against FIU. Compared to UCLA, they had a bye week this last week.
They
It
played week
it
zero
was
though, didn't they? Right? Struggled with Hawaii or something like that.
I don't remember. No, they didn't. No, their last game was December. Um, and they beat Hawaii 16-13.
So they did struggle.
So I like I well, I like Indiana's resume better so far. I mean, at least they're scoring more, they're hanging points, and Hawaii's not much anything. So I'm gonna go Indiana.
I agree. Indiana's the pick. UCLA's just bad this year. There's not really much
Yeah.
saying right there. Indiana's got some talent. So yeah, they're over them over UCLA. Next up, UCF TCU.
Ooh. Um. Um. I'm looking at TCU. They beat Stanford 34-27, and they hung 25 on LIU. But I know UCF. I mean, they're doing okay, aren't they? I mean, KJ's not looking that great for him.
He hasn't really been looking great, which
Um,
saddens me because I expected him to do pretty good there under
they
Gus
did have,
Gus Malzahn.
yeah, yeah, and they hung 45 on Sam Houston.
Let's not talk about that.
I don't know. And then New Hampshire 57-3. I'll go I'll go UCF. I don't know. Gus Malzahn has a rich history, and KJ, I mean, he was decent at Arkansas. He didn't really have a team around him. I don't know. I'll go UCF.
Yeah, it really doesn't sound like UCF does either, though. I don't know.
And 76% of people went TCU.
I know that's what surprises me about this is
Yeah.
I didn't think TCU hasn't done much to impress me. Like they beat Stanford, but
Yeah. I get yeah, no,
I
I
don't
agree.
know. Um, this game is a tough pick. My first thought would be to lean UCF and with KJ. And that's probably where I'm gonna stick because I don't really know a lot about TCU, and I don't feel like that they're gonna carry that much weight again.
Yeah.
Actually, no, screw it. We're going TCU.
All right.
Change my pick. It's alive. I can
Being
do it right now. It's not locked in. All right, Colorado, Colorado State.
in Colorado, they just lost 52-0 Texas this or Colorado State this last week, and then they or 2 weeks ago, and then they lost 38-17 against Northern Colorado. It's a lot
Not
of
good.
Colorado schools. I don't know. I
This is a
guess
perfect game for Colorado State to like come out and just
yeah.
give Colorado a heck.
I don't know. I mean, I'll go Colorado. They beat one of the best FCS schools. And then
Like
I
it
mean they
makes
didn't
sense for
do
Colorado
much.
to win this,
They didn't
right?
do Do what?
It makes sense for Colorado to do this. Before we finish this pick, though, Shadur Sanders, you are a massive a-hole.
Yeah, man.
Walking off the field 2 minutes before the game's over and then completely throwing your O line under the bus, talking about, well, how many times did Rayola get put on his back? You're not Rayola.
Like, he's not a leader. He is not a
You
leader.
are the biggest scrub I have ever seen. Your coach is the biggest scrub I have ever seen. He does not help develop any of these players. He might get to be a good recruiter, and that's
No,
fine and whatever, but you are not a good coach.
no.
Clearly, Deion Sanders, you are letting your team down. You're allowing your sons and Travis Hunter to act a fool of themselves in public, on camera, on the team. Like Travis Hunter was yelling at Shadur Sanders. Like this team is a wreck right now. Like
Yeah,
I don't understand how anybody looks at that and goes, "That's a great situation."
yeah, dude. There's no leadership on that team at all whatsoever. And if I'm the person that hired Coach Prime, I'm like, this wasn't the best. I mean, I get they weren't good before, and he's turned them around. I mean, they're doing better, a
I
lot more than
mean,
they were a few
one
years
and
ago.
11 to 3 and 9
11
is
and
not the
or
biggest
1 and 11
upgrade.
to, but yeah, I just there's no leadership. And Dion telling the band, I don't know if you saw, he told the band
Okay, I did see that
not
that
to
was fake
play.
though.
What
I did see that that was fake.
was it fake?
It was fake.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I
Yeah,
was like,
I
I
saw
would,
that too, and then that was came out as fake.
but it wouldn't surprise me if he said, "Yeah, let's." Yeah, it wouldn't
Isn't
surprise
it bad though that like a headline like that would gain traction because it's like, yeah, that's totally something that Dion would do.
me. But I mean, still, like, it's just being like even putting their social media handles on the back of their jerseys. I don't know. I don't like what they do, and like the whole watch thing they do, and I don't like it. I don't like Colorado at all. I don't
It
like
just
them.
is a scrub program. It seems like
I want to
they
see them.
hired the completely wrong guy.
They
To,
did. They
like
did.
Prime is a great PR person, but right now he's getting the complete wrong look
Big
to
time
his team
PR.
because he won't control them. He just
He's
lets them
like
do what they want.
the balls. They play in the NBA. Their father several years ago. I don't know if you
Oh,
remember him. He was
Lonzo
really
Ball,
big,
yes,
and I saw him. He was compared. Coach Prime was compared to their father, but he just has a headset, and that's the truth.
it's very true.
Really. But yeah, I'm gonna go Colorado. I don't want to, but I think that they can just edge it out a little bit more than what I don't know. They can handle themselves. I think, and I think it'll be closer than what they would want it to be. But I guess
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this is gonna be another North Dakota State situation. Like I feel like just being a D1, which Colorado State's a D1 too, but like
yeah,
being that
power.
prime Power Four conference team is gonna help you.
Yeah,
Like your players are gonna be better than what Colorado State has. So I think Colorado wins it. Though I will say Colorado State last year brought them to like double overtime on a late night game that was people were rooting for. So maybe Colorado State will surprise us and they'll pull the upset.
maybe. I mean, I hope so. I don't. I root for Big 12 teams, but not Colorado.
It's not them.
I don't want. I watch them be like real bad though, and then we go to Boulder, and then they beat us. I'm gonna be upset.
That would be like a UCF moment from last year, the space game.
I don't want to talk about it. Anyways,
All right, lastly, Maryland and Virginia.
probably not Virginia. Um, I don't know. They're not good. Um, and I didn't know. I didn't know. Maryland's or yeah. I don't know what I said. I said not Virginia because I know they're not good, or they haven't got good wins yet. But I wasn't sure of Maryland. Maryland it was 50-7 against UConn. Then they lost to Michigan State 27-24, which is fair. Just giving off these. I'm gonna go Maryland, and then Virginia. They won against Wake Forest 31-30, and then they beat Richmond 34-13. So I'm gonna go Maryland,
Interesting. Yeah.
which is only
Um,
25% of people picked them.
I know. I'm looking at that.
So
That's interesting.
that
Um,
is
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Maryland too. I with what you were saying, they played better opponents and they played them closer. Like
Mhm.
Wake Forest isn't a great team, and Virginia barely edged that out. So Maryland seems like the team that would be better suited for this type of game
Yeah,
compared to what Virginia is. So that's where we're going with.
I like it.
All right.
Maybe next week my picks will be there and you can see it and stuff. So.
I know next week's games are going to be loaded, I think.
Mm.
All right. Well, you got anything else?
No, I don't think so. Don't do
Oh,
drugs.
that's right.
Or
Don't
do
do drugs,
okay.
children. All right. Well, that's all I got for this episode. And that is Athletically Speaking.